G'day, brothers and sisters. This is the other Paul, and welcome to a special first New Year inaugural stream. Hoping a few people can come, even though it would probably be New Year's Day for many in the wrong side of the planet. So maybe they're out doing stuff, but hoping we're going to get a nice turnout anyway, because I wish to discuss just basic stuff, reflect on this past whole year. And also give some goals and announcements for 2023 stuff, which is going to be truly epic. And I genuinely believe you guys are going to think so as well. I got some really big stuff ready to go, and I even have a little slideshow, which hopefully I can pop out in a separate window, so that does that work? Yeah, that kind of, yeah. Let me see. Yep, cool. I can do that. That's good enough. So once I can, I'll do that. Hey, Jaden Palazzolo. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Who we got here? St. Paul with anaglyph stereoscopic glasses. Cool Paul was a photogrammetrist. Okay. Sacred Heart, I like it. I'm becoming Roman. Ayo, Chivery Bob. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. And awesome to see you as usual, Alan. Mitchy Reynolds, let's go. Indeed, let us go. What up, Dr. Bob? Good to have you here. Happy New Year. Blessed feast of the circumcision of Christ and of St. Basil the Great. Oh, interesting. There you go. There you go. Hang on. So, Yoblim Godom, as we see Yoblim Godom. Is that how you say Godom or Godom? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I don't know. I'll try it. The thing that always gets me with Russian, I still can't wrap my head around the rule of when in the text you pronounce the O as an O or an R. Because I've seen multiple people try to explain it, and I'm just like, I still can't get it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just very special mentally. Happy New Year to you, Moderate Mick, or Moderate Mike. Goal of the year, accomplished goals I didn't accomplish last year. That's cuts too close to home, man. Samuel, good to see you as usual. Hello. Jeff, a go for Jesus. Good to have you, King. Good to have you. Actually, something I'll do impromptu right now. After I do all my announcements and goals and all that stuff, I'm keen to kick back. So if any of the boys, Alan Rule, Jeff, or anyone else, any of the other YouTube boys wants to come on after I do all these announcements, then do make your intentions known, and I can send you the StreamYard link once I'm ready to invite you guys in, because I'm 100% be keen for that, just to KB, talk about stuff I'm going to do in the future. And in particular, one really epic thing happening soon, which I think a few people have, a bunch of people have already seen because it's just been put up, but I'll get to that in another announcement as well. I'm down to send the link. Perfect. Okay, I'll send the link once I... actually, no, I'll send it now, but I just won't have you in yet. I'll... Actually, no, to avoid confusion, I won't send the link. I won't send the link now. Sinov... it was a Novin, not Yo. I got those ones confused. Sinovim Godom. You pronounce O as O. If it's accented in Ukrainian, Belarusian, O is always pronounced as O. Ukrainian, Belarusian are easier. Okay, O if it's accented. So that's the thing. That's the explanation I heard, and I always rarely get it. Because, like, what do they mean by accented? Is that like the stress of the syllable or something? But, like, every word has, like, a stress point. So I'm not totally sure. And there's only two here. So, like, you pronounce O as O. If it's... Okay, got it. If it's accented. So which one's the accented O in Godom? Is it Gadom or Godam? I don't know. One day. I saw the incredible crossover that you'll have, that you will be part of in 5 days. Looking forward to that video in Revealed Apologetics. That's the one, boys. That's the one. I'll talk a little bit about that more soonish. First O is accented. Okay, so Gadom. New Year's goal is to catch up on TOP's last 5 appearances. Heck yeah, man. That's it. Pumping out on that grind set, on the content grind set. That's what you got to do. But yes, let us get started right now. So I'm going to first reminisce on the year, which I should not do without my cross and ring. Give me 1 second. How dare I forget those things? Far out. Just enjoy yourselves while I'm gone, people. All right, back. Got it. How dare I miss out on these things? All right, one sec. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is on the Song of Solomon. Just a reminder. Oh, of course, yeah. Of course. Yeah, no, it's incontrovertible. Absolutely incontrovertible. It's also a hilarious joke, but yeah. Alan Rule says, how many books did you read in 2022? I don't know. I don't keep track. Often because, and I'm going to be changing this, but often because when I read them, I don't often read whole books the way through. I tend to read most of my reading is academic stuff, which you can much more easily like just read certain relevant portions. You don't necessarily have to read through the whole thing. So it's really tricky. I can't give a count for how much I've read. But I do otherwise want to do that this year. I do want to keep a consistent book count, keep track of it. And because I've got this whole new note-taking system, which will make reading through whole books like much, much more productive. Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year to you, Jimmy Aquila. Since we're here, let us reflect on 2022. So what was it like? It was interesting. 2022 for me personally was very interesting, very very defining to where I am now. Oh, the channel has greatly blessed me. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. But yeah, 2022, that's where I found my current church, and that's when I basically become Anglican. That's when that happened. It's when I started the ball rolling again on redeveloping again in personal stuff. But as to the channel and blog, things really started to accelerate this year. I mean, there's been some good, consistent growth since the beginning. I've only been doing this for 2 years now. But 2022 is when things really, really, really started to kick off in many different ways. Get lots of different interviews, organize my content, really refine stuff. Still not perfect, especially with keeping to a regular schedule on that. So do pray for me that I can really establish that for this year. Especially if I want to be worthy of making an income off this. But yeah, it's been very interesting. Lots of development in the channel, lots of growth. And even excuse me, sorry, it's only 8:40 a.m. right now. Even despite lots of hiccups and bumps in the road, it's been a fantastic net positive, and I think that's demonstrable just by what amazing stuff we're having right now at the start of the new year, which again, talk more about that soon. So yeah, it's been pretty fascinating. It actually has been a pretty fascinating year. I don't really know much else. I'm a guy of few. Well, I'm not, I think I was about to say I'm a man of few words, but then people who watch my streams and debates and that, they're probably like, that's a lie. But in a way, it's weird. If I think there's a lot of big, meaningful content to say, then I will use many words. But if I don't think there's much to be said, then I won't add filler. This is a good thing. I think this is a good thing. I'm very bad with filler, with meaningless filler, because I've consciously conditioned myself over the years to be meaningful with all my words. Like if there was a life or death situation where I had to make stuff up just to keep someone distracted, I could. But in normal circumstances, no, I can't do it. So, I mean, there's not really much to say other than good year of good growth, lots of hiccups, lots of reflection. But now 2023 is looking like it's going to be like the year. And I do intend 2023 to be like the year when things really get concrete and defined for everything in the channel. And so my goal is to set no goals. See the size of that emoji? That's the size of your brain when you said that. We're here for you through all the hiccups and bumps, my man. Oh, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. I am going to present. This is how much effort I've gone to this. It's not big, but I've presented a slideshow for my goals and announcements. So, I'm ambitious. I'm very ambitious. I'm getting that new year high. And I genuinely think, even though it is ambitious, that these goals are very much achievable. Let's get right to it. Goal number 1, 10,000 subs by the end of 2023. You heard me right. 10,000 subs by the end of 2023. Ambitious? Heck yeah. Doable? More than doable. Look at Dr. Ortland. I think he roughly made that. I think he actually roughly did that. He got around to 10K within a year or so. So that's more than doable. I just got to be really dedicated, produce lots of high quality content, some genuinely groundbreaking stuff. So like not content that's retreading the same ground as is very often in online apologetics and theology and Bible, but stuff that's genuinely really forwarding the conversation, which I think is a big selling point in my channel. I think I produce quite a bit of content that genuinely forwards the conversation in multiple fronts and presents new material, new stuff to reckon with. So that's what I want to do, especially in 2023. I want to really, really amp that up with more groundbreaking, groundbreaking in the sense of not like, oh, I discovered a new manuscript or something, but like, hey, here's some good scholarly stuff now applied to apologetics that people haven't really looked at before, stuff like that. So I tend to do that on a much bigger scale this year in 2023. So 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Goal number 2, 30 Subscribestar supporters by the end of February and 100 by the end of 2023. Ambitious? Yes. Doable? Absolutely. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to absolutely shill the support, the Subscribestar thing. Go over to my Subscribestar right now and become a supporter of any amount, because there are some really, really, really cool benefits for people of all tiers. You want me to help me make this possible? Does this channel help you out? Do you want it to help you and others even more so? More time put into content, more content period put out? Support me on Subscribestar. Help me turn this into an income. And so we're going to be, God willing, we're going to be pushing for that 30 Subscribestar supporter goal by the end of February. I think it is more than doable. People here who are watching, if you're wanting to support me, and you are always got these 2 rules. You're already contributing either financially or with your manpower to your local church, and you are financially stable. If you pass those 2 rules and you like my stuff and you're considering supporting me, do it right now. Head to that link down in the description below. Hang on, let me check. It's actually there, right? It is. Yep, it's right there. Head right there right now. Become a supporter of the channel because it is super worth it. You got lots of cool stuff, cool benefits you have, including some more benefits, which I am about to announce here soon to hopefully spice it up, especially for certain higher tiers. But yes, so 30 Subscribestar supporters by the end of February. Do that right now, and I'm going to track that live as we do this stream, and also afterwards, and in other coming streams. Yeah. So I'll keep that tracked live just to hopefully encourage more people. If I were earning, bro, I would definitely become a supporter. But I got that internship you mentioned in the Discord, so I won't be able to afford it for that. Yeah, mate, you don't have to explain yourself. That's fine. Don't even need to. That's fine. Don't need to explain yourself. If you're not able, you're not able. That's fine. All good, man. All good. But for those who are able, willing, and able, Subscribestar right now down below. Become a supporter. I'm going to be keeping track of that. So with whenever we have new streams between now and the end of February, I'm going to keep track of the Subscribestar amount, mention it, note any progress, hopefully to keep encouraging people to become supporters. Not just to make it a good and proper income, but also because I need to raise around $9,000 by July for the Greece and Turkey trip I'm going on in September, which is both going to be epic for me spiritually, but also once in a lifetime for channel content. So it's a very, very, very worthy endeavor. And so... And so that's why between now and July, 2/3 of my Subscribestar supporter income is going towards that fundraiser. So, so that can very much happen. Me, when I want to support the other Paul in his basements, but the only Christmas gift I could afford for my friends was the gift of friendship. Well, that's a gift enough for me as well. Oh, this looks interesting. Also, could you set up a debate between Bailey Protestant and Milton Thomas on whether or not Anglicanism is true? MT went on a rant against Cranmer in one of his reasons. Hey, I'm not sure MT would be up for that. He and I are friends, so it's not due to personal animus or anything. That's true. Yeah, that's true. More video game live streams equals more financial support. Perhaps. I could possibly do that. Yeah, the gaming streams. It sucks because, like, again, time management is an absolute killer for me. So yeah, even getting on the gaming streams can be a bit rough. Even a promised stream, which I haven't forgotten, by the way, with my boy Ichinque, where we play Cooking Simulator together. Video game streams might help grow the channel. Oh yeah, 100%. They do, and they will. I just need to get back to it again. I guess it's just like I don't need to think of it as a structured thing. It's just kind of whenever I feel like it, schedule one and then just do it. So yeah. You need to include reaching Lofton Tier Nuance in your video as a year-end goal. Oh, mate, I am already well beyond Lofton Tier Nuance. I'll tell you that right now. I am ascended. Anyway, become a supporter. Down the link below. I'll keep it on track. Now, the next goal for 2023 is to launch tutoring and my first courses by April, if not sooner. Those are going to be epic, and those are actually pertinent to new benefits that will be coming, particularly for, I'll tell that in a second, actually. Basically, tutoring courses. So courses will be these pre-made, pre-recorded, pre-written materials on various topics, super in-depth, super awesome, and you can purchase those one time. So once those are all done, I'll put them up online. You can purchase them. Really cool stuff. Tutoring is one-on-one. So live one-on-one with me, or me with, if people are cool with that, me with multiple people who have hired tutoring for the same topic. So I'll launch courses on certain topics. They'll be made pre-made, pre-ready, and one-time purchase. So that's cool. One-time purchase. And then tutoring will be likewise, probably on the same or other similar topics. There'll probably be a correlation between courses I make and tutoring which I offer. And tutoring will just be one-on-one. And that'll basically be like me asking you, okay, what in this topic do you want tutoring on? Do you want help with? And we'll just sort that out. And then we'll have lessons together. And that's the awesome thing. That will be awesome. So tutoring will be an hourly rate. I actually did attempt to get into tutoring a while ago. Like IRL physical tutoring. Didn't end up happening because of like responsibilities and hassles and all that stuff. But this is going to make it real. So I will launch both courses and then also tutoring, under which there'll be topics I'll list about what I'm offering tutoring for. And then you guys can pay for, hey, I want to do, 3 hours. I want to do 12 hours. Maybe not, I don't know if you need 12 hours, but either way, that's how it will work. So courses, pre-recorded, pre-made material, one-time purchase, tutoring, hourly, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super, super cool. Now, number 4, I want to have my first book published sometime this year. And I may even attempt to publish a second. Ambitious? Yes. Possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. And now, to move on to the announcements, which are very much related to these goals. First, monthly supporter Q&A videos. Another benefit that will be coming for all supporters now of all tiers is that in addition to having priority in live stream Q&As, I will now be recording pre-recorded monthly videos in which I answer supporter questions. So these questions which you can dump into either the supporter question channel, probably the supporter question channel on the Discord, or just direct message me on Subscribestar or another medium if you don't have the Discord, but you absolutely should. It is the best. I will take those questions, bundle them up into a script, and then prepare pre-recorded, structured, and concise answers to those questions. So that is going to be pretty epic. That's going to be an epic benefit. You basically get whole content dedicated to your questions. So that will be really, really cool. Keep on the lookout for that. I intend to start that this month. Second, new supporter tiers. That's right. It's even 2, not 1. I initially implied 1, but actually 2. The first new supporter tier is Protos and Isois, $80 USD per month. And that is the Greek for primus inter pares, or first among equals. I was toying with the idea of the Pope or something, but I'm like, hang on a second, I'm definitely not a papist. What I am okay with, though, is the idea of a first among equals. So that's going to be the next higher tier up, $80 a month, protos and isois, first among equals. And then above that, $120 a month is apostolos. And these supporter tiers, hang on a second, let me go to Subscribe Star, profile page settings. These supporter tiers are live now. I literally just went into Subscribe Star and I got rid of the hidden thing. I still need to add their unique icons. And to be honest, I'm probably going to change up the icons for supporter tiers. I might make them more professional and cool looking, not just memey. But they are live now. New supporter tiers, $80 per month, protos and isois, and $120 a month, apostolos. And the respective benefits for them so far are all prior benefits from Patriarch tier all the way back. But to keep it on the lookout in case anyone's super excited and wants to support them right now, consider this. The benefits pertain to tutoring, which is not live yet. And I've made sure to note that in the descriptions of the supporter tiers, that the tutoring is not live yet. But nonetheless, the numbers are going to be 3 hours of free tutoring for protos and isois per month and 8 hours for apostolos per month. So that's going to be awesome when it goes live. Not happening yet, though, because tutoring isn't live just yet. Benefit will be live once the tutoring is up. Who are going to pay $120 a month, you fool? You never know. But worst case scenario, if it really is unreachable, I'm open to change. But this is what I'm settled at right now. It's definitely doable. But yeah. Oh no, at J Athanasius, break his piggy bank. Real. But yes, these are that's the latest for supporter tiers. These are pretty epic tiers, not gonna lie. And they're good deals once tutoring comes out, since that's going to be more or less an hourly situation. Now, number 3, book project to be deep in history. This I've publicly discussed, but I don't think I've gone out there on a live stream or video. But this is my main book project happening right now. I've publicly discussed it, but here we go. To be deep in history, how to read the Church Fathers and remain a committed Protestant. A small handbook. Basically, it's going to be a small handbook for Protestants, how to read the Church Fathers, how to do it properly, and thus to really inoculate yourself against against really bad patristic arguments, and particularly aimed at Protestants, of course, and against the tactics of Romanists and Easterners who try to do patristic arguments. Well, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's relevant for anybody and everyone because it's going to be giving good principles on how to actually read the Church Fathers, how to actually go about that. But yeah, that's how that works. I think you're overestimating the financial leeway of the majority of supporters. This isn't trying to make it. I don't put it this way. I don't expect everyone to go to highest tier. That's not the expectation. They're just there. They're a good option, and they have cool deals with them. But yeah, that's basically how that's happening, because it includes all benefits prior to those ones. But if there really is an outcry, I'll consider changes. Oh, hello there. Hello, you're my favorite Anglo-Catholic. Thank you so much, Barely Protestant. Thank you so much. Absolute legend, Father James. Love you so much. But yeah, that's basically my first book project coming out. I'm a good way through it, and I do intend to have it done even very soon. And that's why I actually am also considering maybe I'll have a second book out by then. But yeah, that's basically that. And by the way, just to make it clear, with these benefits, those aren't the only benefits of those tiers. For all supported tiers, all tiers from the prior tier go up. So all tiers from the Patriarch tier go up, going and included with Protos and Isois. And that, in addition, includes 3 hours of free tutoring per month. And then likewise for Apostolos, but up to 8 hours. So it includes many other benefits. You're not just paying for 3 hours of free tutoring.
But yeah, not trying to sound snobbish, but people who are usually into studying theology, philosophy are those sorts of people who can finance their hobby. I agree. Yeah. And so that's why this isn't me bullying anyone or pressuring anyone to get into that, but it's just there. It's a cool option. And if there's anyone who really, really, really likes what I do to the point that they're willing to contribute a lot whilst also getting some nice benefits on the side with that, that's why the option's there. I do hope people take it up, but hey, in the end, that's up to people. If it's really ineffective, if it's really out of people's range, then I'm open and considering to change it. So yeah, there you go. And that now, final announcement. This has just been scheduled live on January 7th or the 6th for you Yanks out there on Revealed Apologetics. I am on a panel with Dr. Jordan Cooper, Dr. Gavin Orland, and Tony Costa. Woo, lad. This is a big one. This is a big one. A big boy. Yeah. I was super shocked when I saw that Eli Ayala, so the guy behind Revealed Apologetics, he actually managed to get it happen. We literally just threw the idea around when we went on, when we before and towards the end of our latest stream together on his channel on Sola Scriptura. He threw the idea around. Like, I want to have a panel, but like for I want to have like a panel, but for Protestants on church history and whatnot, and Protestantism in general. And I was like, heck yeah, bro, 100%. And so what I did, I ended up going to him and say, hey, you want to, two people you definitely want to get on this round table, Dr. Jordan Cooper and Dr. Gavin Orland. And sure enough, he reached out to them and they said yes, along with Tony Costa. So this is freaking on. When he said that he reached out, I knew he was doing it and that he could actually do it. But when he actually said to me, when he first told me, hey, Jordan Cooper got back and said he's interested, I'm like, oh my word, this is actually happening. And then when he said, hey, Dr. Gavin Orland is keen, I'm like, wow. It's happening. It's happening, boys and girls. Oh, man. So, yeah, this is happening in a few days from now. It is going to be big. It is going to be super epic. Oh, man. I cannot wait, and I think you guys can't wait either, by the sounds of it. Lots of good, very positive reactions to that so far, and I'm keen. You guys are keen. I'm keen. So keep an eye out for that. It is going to be absolutely legendary. James White too, but looks like a fantastic lineup. Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That roundtable sounds like such a cool opportunity, Paul. Indeed. And this is partially why I am optimistic about getting 10K subs by the end of the year, as well as my supporter goals. So super optimistic about that. Super epic. But yeah, otherwise super cool. But I'm not gonna lie, I still kind of have it on my mind with some people, with a couple of the boys, Athanasius, Pog, reacting to the level of my new supporter tiers. If anyone has comments on that, head to the Discord, hit me up privately, publicly, whatever. But no, I always want to make sure I am as far away from possible as looking like a sellout or a shill or just someone wanting to gouge out money. Those tiers are there. It's not obligated. And otherwise, the only substantially new content that it gives, which is actually super worth it already, is via like structured courses and direct one-on-one tutoring on specific topics. Otherwise, though, plenty of fantastic free content out there for you, which is sufficient, and I aim to make sufficient for anyone to get on their journey of learning the holy Christian faith via historical method, via theology, hermeneutics, all that jazz. My free content, absolutely sufficient, super in-depth of that. My courses, but also my higher supporter tiers are just there as a little extra incentive if anybody wants to do that. And if anyone does really want to contribute that much. I'm not implying that there's people lining out the door to hand me $120 a month. I definitely don't want to imply that. And I most certainly do not want to pressure people into that. because again, I've mentioned a few times, like in the past, but financial pressure, like doing things like pressuring people for money and being like a shill, that genuinely scares me. And so I only say this with the highest of qualifications and hesitation, but I otherwise think those tiers are good. They got good benefits with them, and they're worth it given how much tutoring normally does cost out there. And so, yeah, that's there. Those benefits are right there. Otherwise, though, tutoring and courses you can buy separately, and yeah, they're going to be. You can buy them separately, and they won't be $120 a month. Don't you worry. But given tutoring prices, those new supporter benefit tiers will be very worth it for 3 and 8 free hours, respectively. But again, only for people who are totally willing and are totally financially stable and already helping out their church, and zero pressure at all. Those options are there. So just to dispel any potential suspicion of like, oh, Paul's being a bit of a money grabber, no way, not at all. The options are simply there. Then I'd highly, highly appreciate it if people would join it. But in the end, I'll leave that all to you guys. Otherwise, though, ignoring those other 2 tiers, I highly encourage and anybody who is willing and able to become a supporter, down the link below. Because again, I'm going to push for 30 supporters by the end of February, God willing, so that I can turn this into an income and get money for the Greece and Turkey trip, and overall make everything better on this channel. Anyway, this show is huge, dude. Congrats. Thank you so much, man. Mate, you're already supporting me. You're already been supporting me monthly, man. You don't have to do that, man. You don't have to do that. You may as well become Protos Enisos. Anyway, I'm kidding. Anyway, but yeah, this is a huge show. This is freaking huge. And this, again, is why I'm very optimistic about 10K subs by the end of the year. That's really all from the slideshow. But now I'm going to open up to guests. Any of the boys who want to jump in, I can, and the boys, I mean the aristocratic class of people with YouTube channels, I am going to hand you a link to Subscribestar. So Jeff, if you're watching or listening, I've just sent you, Subscribestar, StreamYard. Oh dear. I've just sent you that link right now. So if you want to join, it's there, and he's typing, so he must be coming in. Remove from studio. Cool. Shut the heck up. I will call my credit card company and cancel that donor. Oh, man. Paulus locuta es causa finita. It will be Paulus locutus est. Not locuta, because Paulus is definitely not a feminine name. God, no. Jeff says he'll be on right after dinner. Heck yeah, boys. Heck yeah. Yeah, that's happening. So, any other YouTube boys? Alan Rule, do you want to come on? Or Father James, do you want to come on? Any of you boys want to come on? I can send you a link right now. So this will be epic. This will be holy cow! All these, bro. What's with all the notifications? I've just gotten like 20 notifications. Oh my word! I'm streaming on Twitter, and hang on. Let me pull this. I'm not even gonna say. I'm just gonna. I'm streaming on Twitter right now, and this is what James White says: "I will donate to buy you a shirt with slow." This guy really hates the. Hey, Dr. White, I don't know if you're free right now. I don't know, casually. Hang on, I'm straight up just gonna comment that. Want to come on and chew the fat briefly while I'm live? I'm gonna just, why not? Literally, why not? If he's commenting there right now, why not? Give me 5 minutes? Heck yeah. Okay, Alan, I will send you a link. Invite, copy. There we go. All right, Alan, you got a link on Facebook. Ooh, one of the, you know what? Oh, heck yeah. Father James is going to join as well. You know what? One of my big boy supporters, one of my high patriarch tier supporters, he wants to join. So you know what? Why not? Athanasius, here's the link, buddy. Come on in. Come on in. And no, this isn't a license. Not everyone can just run into my DMs now like, oh, can I come in? Me, please, please, please. It's only people who I know quite well and I trust, as well as goodwill for a big tier financial supporter. But yeah, heck yeah, Father James wants to join. Okay, Father James, the link is coming to you on Facebook. There we go. All right, we are in. Anyway. I love how I'm just casually chinwagging with Dr. White these days. It's just casual. Just casual. Oh yeah. I got James White in my DMs. Oh yeah, James White comments on my tweets. No big deal. No big deal. Oh man, this is the micro celeb gang. Hey, love Athanasius. Luke on the cord. Hey, there you go. There you go. Let's donate to buy Dr. White a real sweat. Bruh. Oh, you know, if Dr. White, if you're still watching, if you want to donate to buy me a shirt, you could donate one of your Alpha and Omega merch. If you donate that, that'd be so epic. That'd be really epic. Oh man. All right, just waiting for the boys. I've sent the link, and it is the correct link. I made sure of that. Oh man, but yeah, things are real, boys. 2023 is real. We're gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be happening. It's gonna be hard. Gonna be going crazy with the channel. Gonna be expanding it like nuts, and also as a consequence, and as a necessary condition, really, greatly improving my work ethic and my consistent schedules, because that is the ultimate challenge, as usual. That's the big boss for me, being able to work past my ADHD. But yeah, that's life. Such is life. Okay. Any of the boys coming yet? I've sent like 3 of you boys. I've sent 4 of you boys StreamYard links, and where you at? Where you at? Reformed Baptist can be pretty goofy. Jimmy, as a Reformed Baptist, I 100% agree. Here we go. We got my man Jeff. How are you, King?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, mate. This is awesome stuff, eh? Awesome times. I reckon the year's going off to an absolute banger start, eh? At least for me.
I'm old. I like
oh yeah, another year. I've got plenty of those.
Cracked a tooth or something, so occasionally I just get like intense pain, and then it goes away and it comes back. So, because I'm old, I don't know. I was brushing my teeth, and then all of a sudden I got a lot of pain a few days ago. So I'm like, that's me. That's the only thing I have to report. I'm trying to. Oh, I started my new Bible in a year plan, so I'm just like psyched. So
sick. I guess I need to be quick if I do want to do it, but I've kind of considered doing a Bible in a year plan. Not totally sure, but maybe I should.
Oh, you know what I would recommend? So this is what happened. So, my Bible reading was never really consistent. Okay. It's not that I didn't read the Bible or anything, or you know what I mean? But just like not systematic enough or whatever. So, I had a pastor friend, basically do a challenge. We were going to go through the McShane plan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. He's like a Scottish Reformed guy from, I don't know, 1700s, 1800s, something like that. And it basically, you go through New Testament and Psalms twice, and you go through the rest of the Old Testament once in a year. And I've been doing that plan ever since. I kind of failed in 2016, but ever since 2017. And you know what I realized is, like, I'm doing audio. I'm walking the dog, and I'm just listening to the Bible. And then when when my mind wanders, I just like rewind. So I count like the audio as finishing the plan, if that makes sense. Okay. And since my mind wanders a lot, it's probably go through the Bible 18 times in a year plan.
Okay, interesting.
So, you know,
Christian Mario's here, mate. If you want to come in, I can send you a link right now. I'm doing the shred Bible in 30 days IDK if I can pull it off. Giving my whole bunch of friends pressured me into it, mate. If you can do that, I mean, there's the obvious downside of much less reflection time.
that is a balance, right? You got to balance, but you start seeing connections or things start coming to your mind more. Does that make sense? And then, like, every time you start reading, it's like you're like revisiting an old friend. It's like, oh yeah, okay, it's March, it's Job. Job is probably my least favorite to go through because I just don't know. Like, before you get to God answering, you're like, okay, what should I discount? Because I know the end, right? Like, so you're like, is this guy, should I be taking this, or it's like a mixture of, like, I'm not sure which of Job's friends are saying the right thing or the wrong thing. So it's like, but other than that, I enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. This is actually a good idea. Just use the 1662 BCP lectionary. That's actually a good idea. And
does that go through everything in a year or no?
I think so. Maybe. I think it does. Maybe.
Because I know, like, I don't know with the Lutherans, right? Do they have, like, confessional Lutherans? They pick, like, they have different readings, right? And they kind of, like, pick what they want the sermon on based on the readings. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's normal. Normatively, yeah, that's how it happened. There'd be a sermon based on the current readings, and my own church more or less does that. Yeah, occasionally there'll be a bit more of a topically more current thing that they'll address. That's not strictly on the. Actually, no, I take that back. They're kind of, because they're the liturgical service that we do have, and even all the contemporary services do the normal Bible reading thing, but it's a bit more fluid, so they can sometimes change it up. If like they did it a while ago, for example, just to put in a special series on human sexuality and same-sex marriage in light of the General Synod for the Anglican Church in Australia.
Yeah,
so
somewhat kind of topical.
Really shore that up, which makes sense. And so they modified the Bible readings to fit the sermons for that. But actually, I was going to say to Christian Mario, look, again, there's a balance because you've got to have time for reflection. So I don't even think that's prudent. But if you're talking about strict possibility, put it this way. This is a 300-page academic book. I bought this years ago. I read it in 2 days.
You don't have to, I did a lot of, like, reading in 2021, but didn't really do much in 2022. I kind of want to get back to just reading, reading more. Maybe more.
Father James is here in the full attire. Hello.
How's it going?
Excellent, man. How are you going this
Father
fine and
James?
lovely day?
Doing well. Just got back from church, and I spent a few extra hours there doing some stuff, and then I just got home. So yeah,
that is epic. That is epic. Father, do you want to talk about the Anglican prayer thing we got planned?
Did you didn't want to save it for the live stream we're going to do the later one? Either way's fine.
Fair enough.
I'm fine either way.
I'll briefly tease it without details. Basically a group for people to be able to come together and have good traditional regular Anglican prayer.
We might as well just do it here. I'll say
might as well. We'll give a fuller, like, drop in our stream, but we'll do one.
How's Anglican prayer different? Is it just based off of the Book of Common Prayer?
It's
like
better.
that?
That's the difference.
You have to add a few Hail Henrys.
Henry.
Yeah. He's the Henry, the real type of a liking.
I'm waiting for the new King Charles coins to come out. Like the silver mints and stuff are like, well, we're gonna keep Elizabeth until, like, the coronation or something. I was like, come on, man. I want, like, when you take the here, I have a $50 here. So I want to, like, see it when a British coin is, like, on edge. Like, I want the ear to come out, like 3 DUIs up and down, you know.
But to answer your question, we use the Book of Common Prayer. This is the 2019 Traditional Language Book of Common Prayer. That looks like the 1662. Is that what that is?
Yep. Just a straight up 1662, very small pocket size, so I can take it with me everywhere.
My 1662 is right there across the bedroom right there.
Sick.
Nice. Yeah. But to get with what we were talking about earlier. So yeah, I have pretty much every week, I would say, gotten at least one email or one comment or one message somewhere from people who are like, I want to join an Anglican church, but I don't have a traditional Anglican church near me or even an Anglican church at all near me. What do I do? And so one of the things I've been telling them is, I just got 2 this past week, last week. One of the things I've been telling them is, try to start a group of just people doing morning prayer, evening prayer once a week or something like that together. And oftentimes they don't even know how to do it themselves, morning prayer, evening prayer. So one of the things I'm wanting to do is sort of have an online community, not to replace church, because there's no such thing as like online church. Yeah. But an online community where we can sort of help people who don't have an Anglican church near them. Or at least a traditional Anglican church, and help them sort of learn how to do the prayer book, give them some fellowship, give them a chance to be able to set up a sort of quasi mission themselves. And that will give incentive for us to be able to raise and train a priest, whether within that community or outside, and sort of help them there. Because a lot of the messages I get are from people who are outside of the country. Like one of them was, I think, Iceland recently. And then another one was in Europe. But then sometimes it's like within the U.S. itself. It's like, well, yeah, there's the closest thing I have is an Episcopal church, and they got a rainbow flag and stuff. I'm just like, okay, I don't want them to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
But is it, Father James, do you have the same issue where it's like, I'm Presbyterian, but not the ones with lesbian ministers?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, man.
How's it going, Alan?
So that's epic. We'll have more fuller details once I have my stream with Father James. And now we have Alan Rule in the chat. How you going, my man?
Yeah, Alan.
Hey, guys. God bless you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Likewise, Al.
Yeah, God bless. And I had a pretty good year, 2022. And guys, let's all vow to make 2023 the best year of our lives, where we honor Christ in all we do. Let's make
Amen.
that.
Amen to that. Amen.
It's really funny you mentioned that, because like last night at my church, when one of my ministers up the front, and he's like, "Does anyone here have New Year's resolutions? Like, what do you people call out whatever your New Year's resolution is?" And someone called out something, and then I put my hand up, and he's like, "Yes, Paul," and I said, "To glorify God and fully to enjoy Him forever."
The Sunday school answer, like there is no other.
That's it. Westminster Catechism 1, baby.
Father James,
That's Westminster, yeah.
Father James, have I ever gone over my Sunday school joke with you?
What is it?
Oh no.
So pastor, or you can insert priest or whatever. So pastor priest is, introducing himself to the Sunday school kids, and he goes in and, he has an icebreaker. And he's like, okay, so what is gray and furry and jumps from tree to tree? And the kid raises his hand and says, well, I know the answer is supposed to be Jesus, but it really sounds like a squirrel.
Oh, that's so old.
Love it.
So I've heard. How many times have I heard that from you, Jay?
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, but he's in the business of.
I bet the kids love that. Real. What do we?
So I looked at your goals the other Paul. I saw your thing, and you have actually recently surpassed me in subscribers. So,
did I?
Nice,
good
job.
I'm still at 1.87. I'm down in this. So, guys, whoever's listening, subscribe to my channel, because
real sub to Alan. You get some high. You do actually get some high tier stuff. See, I'm not insecure. I'm more than keen to shield my other friends, even my papers friends.
A rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah.
And as a bonus, you get to see the solid discussion about Star Wars books that Father James and I had just before Christmas.
Amen.
So there's
Hey, guys,
Star Wars.
guys, I have a Star Wars question.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the books I need to read, I was going to start with the Zahn trilogy for nonfiction, but I have like, do you think it was like a colossal mistake that, Disney didn't like just go with trying to do some form of the Zahn trilogy for their,
Yes.
like, is there a reason why they didn't do that?
The reason is that we're
Luke's too
talking
old or
about
something?
yeah, it's about like I think 5 years after A New Hope, I think, or something like that. It's not very long after.
So they could. I guess they could have updated it, right? Where it's not 5 years, but they just keep pretty much the story the same.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done that. In fact, I was kind of hoping they would do something like that. They're like, it gets really interesting about 25, 30, especially 25, 30 years after A New Hope, and you see a lot, like you see the children of Solo growing up, and I think that's around the time. No, not that. That's not the. I think it's around the time that Ben Skywalker is born, the son of Luke Skywalker. So it gets really interesting, and you can tell, without giving away too much, you can tell that the Disney canon trilogy Star Wars movies did pull a little bit from the old canon, what I would call the true canon. If there,
what do they pull?
Anyone,
what's some examples?
Yeah. So I'll give some examples.
Would be like Kylo Ren is essentially similar.
Kylo Ren, for instance, and if let me just give spoiler warnings. So spoiler warnings for the old Star Wars stuff, the books and everything. Kylo Ren is essentially Jason Solo. Jason Solo is one of the 3 children of Han and Leia. Han and Leia don't divorce in the series. They actually have a very good and strong marriage.
That really made me angry, by the way, the divorce thing.
Oh, I hate it. He's like a deadbeat dad too. It's worse than that. It's in the Disney canon, that is. Then another thing is Palpatine is resurrected, or not. I shouldn't use the word resurrected. That has theological weight. But he's cloned and brought back from the dead. I'll say that.
Is that in the Zahn trilogy, or was that something else?
That's not in the Zahn trilogy. That's in other books. Okay. Luke does turn to the dark side at one point, which is an odd thing. I don't quite care for that arc of in the old books. Although in this one it doesn't happen the exact same way. But yeah, Rey quote Skywalker, who's not at all related to Skywalker, of course, is kind of close to Jaina Solo, who is the twin sister of Jason Solo, the one who turns to the dark side, and they end up having to fight each other. Let's see what other things, just all sorts of different things like that. Oh, even the name Ben Solo is Kylo Ren's real name, and Ben Skywalker is the name of the son of Luke.
Interesting. Oh, we got one of my boys. He's not a YouTube boy, but one of my epic supporter boys, Athanasius. What up, man?
Yo, can't hear you.
You're muted.
Can't hear you.
So like, oh wait, no, we can hear you now, but like, there's like a delay, I think. Maybe
is that his real name, or is that a nom de plume?
No, he is the Athanasius. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think we can hear him for some weird reason. That sucks because I had that very headset. I had that very same headset a while ago, and it's a very good one. I don't know. Maybe he just can't manage his equipment well or something. The original Star Wars Expanded Universe is excellent. The Yuzhan Vong Wars could make a great movie. I heard very mixed views about the Yuzhan Vong thing.
So some of the books are not that great, but actually some of the best books are in the Yuzhan. It's called the New Jedi Order series. It's like 24 books, I want to say, the whole thing. So there are varying degrees. And Vector Prime is still one of my favorites, but like Star by Star is another favorite. Unifying Force.
We can hear you now.
Oh, you know who's a big Star Wars nerd is Jordan Peterson.
He is.
No, Cooper. I always Peterson on purpose sometimes. Now I do it on purpose.
Yeah, he and I are about the same age, so he and I grew up with the same sort of like we both grew up, presumably, because I think he's been reading it since a child. Grew up with the Solo kids. So I would read like the Young Jedi Knight series when I was a preteen and a teen, and then I would read the New Jedi Order series when they were in their 20s, but I was late teens at that point, early 20s.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, so I'm 46. I didn't know they existed until like I was older. So I guess it's pre-internet.
Yeah.
I
would definitely recommend. I always recommend to people start with the Thrawn trilogy. And actually, Thrawn is one of the characters who was brought over into the new Disney canon.
By Filoni, right?
Well, don't do not the new ones, not the Disney canon ones, but yeah.
Well, no,
not that they're bad.
They do bring him over.
Yeah, they do bring him over.
My friend gave these to me for Christmas.
Fine, yeah.
I don't know what to do. It's like the Disney canon Thrawn. It's still Timothy Zahn, but
it is.
I don't know. Yeah.
So what I've read of them, I don't hate them. I don't think they're bad. What I don't like, though, is that in the original Thrawn books, you never got into the mind of Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's a very Sherlock Holmes character. You're always looking at him through his I can't remember what rank he is. Pelion.
Grand Admiral, right?
He eventually becomes a Grand Admiral. Captain Pelion, yeah. So through Captain Pelion. But in the new Thrawn series, you actually get explicitly into the mind of Thrawn, where you're reading his thoughts. And I hate that. That like takes away the whole Sherlock Holmes type thing, because he's like a genius, So, but yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I know Athanasius here, as soon as he heard that the discussion went on to the Zorn trilogy, he really wanted to get in.
I actually do have to get going. It's been a crazy month, December, for us clergy, so I'm probably going to take a nap or something else. We'll see. But congratulations! I'm really excited about the was it Revealed Apologetics, right?
Yep, Revealed Apologetics.
Really good. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah,
I am super keen for it. Thank you so much, Father. I will see you is it a couple days? Our discussion, I think. Our tutorial
I don't remember. Yeah, I know we have a thing tomorrow we have to do, but like that's more of a meeting. But yeah,
there's that. I need to make sure that my work isn't conflicting with that one. Our thing on the daily office is in 2 days from now. So if you're able to do that still,
the live stream, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Father. I'll see you again soon.
Sure thing. Peace, y'all.
All right. God bless, Father James.
Happy New Year.
Love you, Father James.
I'm curious. Is everyone here an Anglican?
No,
I mean, I'm not. But...
Presbyterian.
No. I am. I think I might. Athanasius, I forgot what you are.
Yeah, I'm currently on a kind of a break, so I'm. I forgot that this is live. I don't. There's a lot of people here, but basically, I'm on kind of a semester break from my school. Back at my old school, yes, we do have a ACNA church that I was going to, but we don't where I live now. I live in the absolute boonies. So for the next semester or so, I'm basically going between my parents' church and the Lutheran LCMS.
Okay. Well, I guess the project that me and Father James have for like an online space for regular morning and evening prayer, that'll be nice and enticing for you, I hope.
Cool.
Actually, yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, it's a good idea.
Yeah, very good idea. What else is there? Might just go for a little bit longer, not too much longer. Went through everything I wanted to show.
So I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I've got an idea to the other Paul. Tell us your favorite book you read in 2022.
Oh man. Oh, that is a toughie.
Not the Bible.
I mean, I'm still going through it, but for fiction, Lord of the Rings, because that's the only fiction I've read last year, and continuing on now, because I'm not a big fiction reader, funnily enough.
Same.
But Lord of the Rings, I love it because of it's just I don't need to really say anything about it. It's just made with so much care and depth and intention. The guy just wasn't writing a story. He made a bloody world.
He just wanted an excuse to create new languages. That's
literally,
so
and to from scratch create a whole mythos for the British Isles. I mean, come on. That's what's amazing about it. I absolutely love it because there is that level of it's mature in the sense of like not like, oh look, we got blood and guts and sex and not in that sense, but mature in the sense of like how full and rich of detail it is and how in a way, almost in a way grounded it is, and that makes sense. Like it's fantasy, duh, but in the way that characters interact, how they go about in the world, the little seemingly menial tasks they go in, it makes us show that it's like a real world. And so it's very, very, I love it. Absolutely love it with that. But in terms of the stuff I do read a lot more in terms of academic literature, that's a tough one, a very, very tough one. But one of them will have to be Van Hoos is there a meaning in this text, which I intend to do like a video recommendation very soon, because this thing is anyone who tries to argue that like, oh well, we can't know what the Bible says, or oh no, we can't know what a writing says, interpretation is so hard, blah blah blah. Read this, and it's a metaphorical curb stomp, because it eviscerates postmodernist literary theory in basically saying that no, there is definite meaning in texts and we can discern it. And I think it's insanely valuable for that. So this is definitely one of my favorites from the year. But also, even though I only literally just got it and I've only read certain little bits of it, this book right here, Dogmatic Ecclesiology, The Priestly Catholicity of the Church, very recent release, Volume 1, and there's 2 other volumes that aren't out yet. I think they're still being written, but this is basically an attempt at like a holistic Protestant ecclesiology, written by a Methodist dude, but drawing a lot from classical Protestant sources. And just from the bits I've read in it, it is fantastic. So this is probably going to be like one of my go-to ecclesiology sources. Yeah, apart from those, there's lots of other good books, but those 2 in particular have stood out quite a bit for me.
Anybody have any like reading plans for the new year? Like what they're going to be trying to read, or like a general topics or anything?
Yeah, not sure. I want to set up like a...
What's that?
Medieval Chronicles. That's what I'm going to be reading.
So basically, business as usual for Alan.
Yeah, business as usual.
Yeah. I want to set up a target, I guess, of numbers of books. But I'd also have, like, to make it a meaningful target, I should also set bounds for like how big they need to be, because like you could say I'm going to read 50 books in a year, and those 50 books are like 50 short patristic letters or something. I don't know.
Maybe you do like when I was reading a lot in 2021, I try to do like a daily, like either time or chapter goal or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just kind of like that's one thing I learned in undergraduate when I did an honors thesis. I just like you just do a little bit of a day and it adds up pretty quickly. You know what I mean? Like just some sort of consistency. And now, granted, you're in a different situation where you're doing research for stuff and whatever. But I meant just if you want to plug away and learn. I'm kind of like you, where I do more nonfiction. So I wanted to get back and reading a bunch of paranormal type stuff, and then there's a new book out about like that goes over like basically the religious background of like the Roman Empire. And I guess the central thesis is like, most people think that the Romans just like took the Greek gods and rename them. But it's, I think apparently the thesis is that the reality is a little more complex than that, and that they're kind of like the general gods of the area. Rome is generally in the same vicinity as Greece, and so I wanted to kind of read that and see if there was any interesting background stuff.
Have you? Sorry, I was just going to ask Jeff real quick. Have you seen Heiser's documentary on aliens and demons? And I was wondering what you thought about that.
I have not. I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I did a lot of research to do like a UFO video. When was that? Like March of 21 or something like that. So, I like Heiser. I'm not a huge fan of some of the people who overhype Heiser. I was like,
Yeah.
Anthony Rogers made a comment on Heiser a few days. Same thing, was like, I think he can get a little bit too carried away with the divine council thing, but it's an valid insight. But then it's like you start plugging it in everywhere, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
I've noticed that there's why there's the whole term Heiserite. People who are just like, he's basically in their cult of saints. Like, I love the dude, I really do, and he does amazing work. But I'm sorry, Rob from Sentinel Apologetics, Heiserite to a T.
Seeing him defend the
Jordan Cooper, perfect example. Jordan Cooper casually criticizes Heiser in a basic way, very modest way on his own video. And Rob does a freaking like 4-hour video response.
Or the response to Pope Saint Winger talking about how head coverings are not in fact testicular coverings.
It's like, don't get me started. Don't get me started on that.
The fact you feel the need to make a response video to that is
it's like, look, ultimately anyone can
like
respond
Heiser.
to whatever they see value in. But it's just
benefited from Heiser. I just wanted to put that out.
It's just when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the thing, I guess, to speak specifically about Rob, he needs to be more prompt. He needs to be more, punctual with his content. Because he will have long stretches of saying, and that is something
worse than you, Paul.
That's something that was once a problem with my streams in the channel, but I relatively speaking, I very quickly have rectified it and still improving even more. But Rob, Rob, love him a lot, though. Love him a lot, and I do want to.
It's not as bad as Perry Robinson, though. He's about 5 hours on average per.
Don't get me started.
Shame, I like his stuff, but I mean, it just takes forever.
He's all right.
You know who has long streams? I mentioned him just now. Anthony Rogers. He did a couple Tovia Singer things.
Oh yeah,
excellent. But like then he does like 2 hours of, 2 or 3 hours of like interacting with live chats, which is fine. But so it's like
that carries it. That's the difference between that and with Rob and other people who just go inordinately long. Is that Rogers does keep it good and entertaining, even for a very long time.
Yeah, so it's like an hour and a half of that, and then
his latest video is like, was it 5 hours long? I think it was not that much material, and it was a 2-parter too. So the first part was 5 hours.
Spoiler: I didn't watch that one.
Sorry, rough. I know. I didn't finish either.
What's his general like?
So I think it's the Isaiah 6 prophecy about the. It's tied to being a messianic king. Tovia Singer says, no, it's being written in the past tense, which means that it's actually like happening or already happened as Isaiah writes it. And Anthony Rogers says, no, it's very clearly a prophecy. So he's writing in the prophetic perfect tense, where it's from God's predestination. It's as if it's already happened.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing in Hebrew, prophetic perfect. Yeah.
I interacted with Tovia live on Canadian Catholic's channel a couple of years ago, year and a half ago, and I have the clips, and I've been meaning to put them up sometime, but I want to say that when I interacted with him, I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't know about that. I was like, really? Like like I mentioned that Second Temple Judaism sources, as mentioned by Jewish scholars, have basically a proto-Trinitarian, Binitarian sort of view is common. And he's like, no, and he was like, I was like, are you serious, dude? I was like, are you real? I was so dumbfounded. I thought he was like lying. I was like, is he lying or is he just completely ignorant? I don't know.
And I think
the last thing. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good, Alan. Sorry.
Okay. I was going to say the last thing the Old Testament is Unitarian. Like it may not be fully Trinitarian, but it allows for a Trinitarian interpretation where it does not allow for a Unitarian. unless you want to be so obtuse and ignore stuff that's right in your face.
Well,
by the way,
yeah.
Well, I just want to say, does anyone have an update on Tovia Singer being sued by the First Lady of Israel? Is there an update on that?
What?
He's
being sued by the
pull up Google
outgoing-
or DuckDuckGo.
Right.
I'm Googling this right now. Hang on.
That is fantastic.
You can go on his channel, on Tovia Singer's channel, and he's got a couple of videos. It's like, this is an open letter to Lehi Lapid, who was the prime minister like
before
his
Netanyahu
wife
won
from
just
about a
won.
month ago.
What?
What? I've got it right
Oh
here.
my gosh.
What the heck? Lehi Lapid sues anti-missionary Rabbi Tovia Singer. What the heck? Prime Minister.
Falsely accused she had converted to Christianity.
Hang on. Prime Minister Yair Lapid's wife, Lehi Lapid, announced that she sued Rabbi Tovia Singer, director of the counter-missionary organization Outreach Judaism, after he spread a lie that she had converted to Christianity shortly before the November 1st election.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no!
I wish it were true.
In an Instagram post shared 4 days ago, Lapid wrote that she was suing Singer because I am the great granddaughter of the former Tel Aviv chief rabbi Moshe Avigdor Amiel. Cool. She wrote, he was the chief rabbi of Antwerp for 16 years until he was called to come to the Holy Land, and he came. Zionism burned inside of him when he came in 1936 to be the chief rabbi of the young city that rose in the lands. Blah, 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 blah. 2 days before the election, Lapid's website was hacked and strange messages started appearing in her name, including images of her wearing a cross and photos of her and her husband. The messages said that she was not Jewish, but had converted to Christianity. Lapid said that Singer had apologized to her and that she would not be demanding payment from him. However, she wants to clear her name. She also said that while he can apologize, his retraction would not reach everyone who believed the original lie. Money is not important to me. She wrote, what is important is my good name. What is important is my Judaism. She wanted to write that Judaism and Zionism are paramount to her identity, from family kiddush every week to celebrating Jewish holidays, being a mother, blah, blah, blah. No one can say anything else and expect me to be silent.
Kiddush is like prayers and type of prayers. It's like they have like a.
It's like a prayer you make on the Sabbath or something.
Yeah. That is hilarious. Poor guy. Not really poor guy, but come on.
It'd be really funny if that's swayed the election, and then that was, That
would be funny.
Became a major thing.
Dear. No, that's good. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
That is fantastic.
Well, if you go to Singer's YouTube channel, he's got videos like appealing to her. It's like, please, this could bankrupt me, and blah 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 blah. Because although she's not seeking damages, he still has to pay for his lawsuit. So, and he's like, oh, this could crush my work. I wouldn't be able to deal with Christian.
He could just settle, right? If she's not asking for any money, he could just settle.
But she seems pretty aggressive. I don't know what it is. It's like she's out for blood from this man.
I mean,
let's face it. I think most. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's got a couple of videos here. I see
he does.
On his channel.
All I can think about though is there's just extreme cope from when Rabbi Akiva wrote down Jesus is the Messiah on that little letter and left it.
All right,
let's. Yeah, this was, oh my goodness, 2006 I think was when he died. So basically, there's this really famous Kabbalist who was the Billy Graham of Israel, essentially. And he was telling his disciples that Messiah had come to him in a vision and revealed his name to him, said that he would be returning soon, said that sort of thing. And he wrote down on a piece of paper just a sentence. And the sentence basically said in Hebrew, it's like, the Messiah will come and see whether the people have been following his commandments. And it was sealed away. Nobody knew what it said. But then he said, after I have died, a year after, open the letter. They open it, and it says the message. But if you treat it like an acrostic or whatever, where you take the first letter of each word, it spells out Yehoshua in Hebrew. And it's kind of a common trick that they will do, where they take the first letter of each word. Yeah, not so much
a trick, but like a practice, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's an encryption that like everybody kind of knows about.
Yeah.
But essentially, he wrote down Yahashua is the Messiah on a letter. And the Tovia Singer says, he said Yahashua. He didn't say Yeshua. So it's talking about Joshua, not talking about Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, like
That's pretty
just
cool.
Joshua, like
Someone want to tell him?
just a
Even-
random Joshua.
Yeah.
Someone want
It's-
to tell him?
Well, he said that it was Joshua ben Nun. He said it was Joshua from the Bible, which doesn't make any sense. But
No, it doesn't make sense.
No,
it's like
he's
if,
not in line of David, right?
what's like if someone gives you a letter and says Johnny Smith will come to pick you up, and then somebody comes to pick you up and he says, "Oh, I'm John Smith." It's like, oh, but he said his name was going to be Johnny Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Even more.
That's a good point. That's a good.
Even more trippy, but still true. If you have someone named Bill Craig, and then he comes up to you and he says, "Oh, hi, my name's William Craig."
well,
Yeah,
functionally,
apparently
that's
Singer
what
hasn't heard
Yeshua
of
is, though.
diminutive.
Too.
What was that
Yeah,
now?
exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say. Apparently, Tovia Singer hasn't heard of diminutive, which exists in pretty much every language I'm aware of, including
There's
English,
a lot of
including-
names with diminutives. Yeah.
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 Apparently, Singer
Oh,
doesn't
one
know
more
that.
thing, says Father James. My Bayesian analysis determines that it's still 2022, since there are 365 days of evidence that it is only 2022, only one day of evidence that it is 2023. Oh, word. Oh, Father James. Oh man, I feel for people who use Bayes, because it's just receiving so much mockery now, not unduly, but in a specific topic and context.
That's
Oh, man.
misused, right? Or-
Yeah, I feel for Bayesian scholars right now. Like they're probably all crying, like, "Why do people bully me? You practice Bayes, loser." It's probably what's happening right now. Oh man. All right, boys. Do you have any final thoughts before I sign off here?
My prediction for 2023 is chaos. More and more chaos.
Let's do it.
You sound like Jordan Peterson.
Do I? Because I think it's an accurate description of, if America's leaders don't lead us to nuclear war, I'll be happy. So that'll be anything over that's gravy. So
It's hard to believe he's only 60 years old.
who's that?
Jordan Peterson.
It's that carnivore diet, man. Keeping them young.
Yeah.
Real.
All meat.
Alan,
All meat, no more. Yeah. So, guys, I wish you guys all the best for 2023. I've had other Paul on my channel, but if Jay Athanasius or Goy for Jesus want to come on my channel, just send me a message.
Yeah,
on,
maybe at some point.
Twitter. Yeah, sure. And the first book I'm going to read in 2023, it's called Celos and the Patriarchs, the funeral orations for 3 11th century Byzantine patriarchs, including Carolarius is one of them. So that should be interesting.
okay,
And that's
okay, far out. My boy Athanasius, final words.
Not much to say, no.
Fair enough. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you all for celebrating everyone here and everyone watching, celebrating the new year with me in this inaugural stream. Pray that I can reach my goals that I've established here in this stream, and also including so that I can actually turn this into a good and stable income, that we get new supporters over time, and God willing, I can reach that supporter goal by February and the end of the year. So, and thank you as well, Jay Athanasius, for being a supporter, you absolute legend. I hope there are many more like you coming out very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Become a supporter in the subscribe star link down below if you want to do that. Follow all my other links. Join my channel. Take a look at the upcoming content I have, including that Book of Common Prayer 1662 tutorial with Father James coming up in a couple of days, and most of all the Protestant Roundtable happening on Revealed Apologetics in a few days. That is going to be epic, really the next stage of this channel where I'm going with it. So, yeah, do all that, people. And this has been Jeff with a Goy for Jesus. This has been Alan Rule. This has been Athanasius. This has been the other Paul. I hope you all have a lovely day or evening. God bless.